So let's talk really quickly in closing about Nikki Haley's position on abortion, which, strangely enough, Vice President Mike Pence said was a lack of leadership when she said we should work towards consensus. We should work toward compromise. I mean, that's not weakness. That's what leaders do. But Nikki brought up a very good point that Republicans are pushing for a 15-week ban. That's what the Mississippi ban was going to be. That's also about what the limit is in France and across the rest of Europe, 15, 16 weeks. Also, that's where most Americans are. That's past the first trimester. He's going into the second trimester, 15 weeks with exceptions. Roe, of course, was viability, right? So that's 23, 24, 25 weeks. Doesn't it seem between those 2 points like there can be consensus that we don't have to be fighting over this issue and leaving it to unelected judges for the rest of our lifetimes?
Listen, Joe, I've argued for decades as a lawyer that Roe was wrong. There's nothing in the Constitution that talks about this issue, and it should be left to the states. And I think that we should allow that to continue. We should allow each state and, most importantly, its citizens to weigh in on this issue. And we're seeing that happen across the country.
Even when, so if you're president of the United States and Wisconsin has an 1849 total ban of abortion, you're going to sit back and go, that's cool?
What I'm going to say is the states have the rights to do what they want to do, Joe. And yet, in my state of New Jersey, it's abortion up to 9 months. I don't agree with that any more than I agree with abortion, with banning abortion in these states in the way they've done. Some of the folks have done it.
You've just proven my point. By the way, the number of abortions that go past the second trimester are so
abortion
small.
At 9 months, and there's not a doctor that would do it, and it only happens in
Mika,
extremely severe circumstances. You can come back and bring me the evidence of women across the state of New Jersey having abortions in the 9th month. It's not happening, Chris. Come on.
Mika, let me say this. Mika, it's what the law is. What we're talking about is what the law should be. But no, it's not but, though.
You said this the last time you were on, and I let it go. I can't let it go again.
You can continue to push back, but that's what the law is, Mika. And so the point is, Joe's question was, where should the law be? And what I want to do is see all of the states weigh in individually. And then let's let the federal government look at, is there a consensus, Joe? Is there a consensus, and Mika, that's been developed by the 50 states that can be implemented by the federal government and that you can get 60 votes for in the United States Senate, which is what you would need to put any bill on the president's desk, and we all know that. So the fact is, I want this process to move forward in the states. And lots of things are happening that surprise people. The vote in Kansas surprised a lot of political experts who said that it would go one way and it went completely the other. And we've seen that in Ohio as well. We've seen it in other places where folks thought the vote was going to go one way and it went totally differently. So I want to put this in the hands of the people of this country and out of the hands of the politicians. Let them decide in each state, and then let's see if a consensus develops. If it does, then the federal government can get involved. But first, let's let the states do what they should be doing. And my point on contrasting New Jersey to, let's say, Oklahoma, is that there is a diversity of opinion in this country. And so let's honor the diversity of that opinion, and then let's see if a consensus can be formed by all 50 of the states. That's the way the founders wanted these things to be handled if they didn't mention it specifically in the Constitution, and I think that's the way we should handle it.